hath thou a warm beverage?
And I have a bottle of cool ambient temperature H2O.
It would most best be described as tepid.
Well, it is to be later on. Oh, such wit.
Expelled from my urinary tract.
Yeah.
I like my women like I like my water. Tepid and perfectly see-through.
That's a weird combination of things to like in a potential person.
I always find that you can judge the kind of character as a person by how they'll either, how they'll respond to I like a woman, how I like my, and also what they do as theirs.
Yeah, if they come back with one, if you know what I mean. They're probably okay.
But then if they come back with a terribly generic one, you know that they're not particularly kind of adventurous or dark humoured. You know, if it's like, oh, I like my women like I like my coffee, just a little bit brown and sweet. And you go, oh, yeah, you're a dull man. Whereas if they come back with, oh, I like my women how I like my coffee, freeze dried and cut up into bits, then you're like, me and you are gonna get along.
You and I are both sick individuals. I like it. I see that it can be used as it is a sexist joke to make, but I would love women to put men in their place with their own comebacks. I like my men like I like my whatever. I like my men like I like my wine. Fruity and well aged or something.
Let's try and think of some.
See, I think we're going to be terrible at this.
I like my vagina like I like my coffee, without your fucking dick in it, mate.
Wow, that went in a completely different direction to what I thought it would. Mm-hmm. To be fair, in the current climate of people being accused of horrific harassment, that could just be anything.
Yeah.
I like my body like I like my coffee, direct from the barista and not handled by a strange man.
Not filled with your semen. Unmolested by a Hollywood producer.
I like my men like I like my PowerPoint presentations, in a professional capacity only and not in a bathrobe.
We'll do another one on this.
Yeah, I keep thinking, how do I... I'm not sure I can...
I find it really hard to think. Like half the population which has been oppressed for millennia.
It's a little bit depressing, that news. I mean, this year's been full of depressing news, hasn't it?
This year has. So, what we are now going to do, looking forward into the new year, much like the first Star Wars, perhaps there is a new hope. There isn't. Don't think there is. Things are just going to get worse.
Don't see there is.
It's a downhill. So, we thought, and by thought, I mean, about half an hour before we came to do this, I thought, oh shit, let's do something. What are the headlines going to be next year? So, what we're going to do, let's try and think of 12 that'll happen throughout the year. So, we'll start...
Do we have to do them by month?
Yeah. So, we'll start...
All right.
January. Well, there's going to be January's, one of the big things in January.
So, New Year, there's going to be maybe there'll be a new diet trend where people only eat ground cucumbers and mashed up Ryvitas.
So you're just going to end at ground. They just eat ground.
They just eat
ground.
ground.
Just eat the very earth below them.
Yeah. Although, ground cucumber is a bit of a. How would you? I suppose you'd have to freeze it first, and then you could grind it
Ground
up.
cucumber just becomes water.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
But if you're adding the Rivita in there, then you're adding some substance. The water's going and absorbing.
It's going to be like absorbed by that dust. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Senator Roy Moore found with child pornography on PC. Fake news, says wife, age 20. He could probably physically wear a 15-year-old girl as a glove puppet. Half of America would still be like, yeah, but he's not in favour of goddamn socialism.
Maybe. There's been some of the late night shows have been doing some coverage. I say some. All of the American late night shows have been doing all of the coverage about this because they don't want a paedophile to get elected to office.
Fish barrel.
Yeah, pretty much. One of the shows sent one of their correspondents to Alabama a week ago when they had Breitbart news editor and man proving that a potato sack can rot from the outside in, Steve Bannon on stage doing like a rally in support of Roy Moore, who also showed up. And so the correspondent was asking some of the people there, what would he have to do to not be elected? And people going, yeah, well, we want him to be. One of the really ironic ones was, we want our children to look up to them as a role model. And you're like, what? You don't want your children anywhere near this man. But they were saying things like, if he was a shoplifter, would you support him then? Oh, no, heavens no. No, we've got to have some standards. So, shoplifting is worse than being accused of paedophilia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all got some fucked up priorities there, America.
Pretty much. So there you go. That's January. I reckon new health trend.
New health trend. Roy Moore.
Ground.
With the old CP, pedo bear, lingering around his computer. Okay, February. What happens in February?
Well, it's the most loveliest time of the year. I think that would be hilarious for Roy Moore to be caught at a Valentine's event at a mall.
Roy Moore escorted out of Valentine's dance at local mall.
At local high school. February, okay. I know at the beginning of the year we have like massive tech conferences as well, so we'll have the latest and greatest phones and tablets will be announced. So we're going to have some wacky VR tech come out that allows you to give you force feedback in VR, and then finally we'll have sex toys that can link up to a HTC Vive, and then fully immersive pornography will be available.
Nice.
Almost like real life.
Nice. I'm going to say also at one of the big tech conferences that let's say Google announces that it will actually have like Shazam could tell you what music is playing. Google will create its own called Flim Flam, and if you hold it up, you hold it up to somebody speaking, and it will tell you if they're talking bullshit or not. And
that's
Donald
brilliant.
Trump will there and then avow off of Google phones forever and anything running Android, and solely use Apple to tweet from the shitter.
I don't think that app would stop him.
Fake phones. Fake apps.
Google, one of the biggest tech disasters of the last decade, have released this thing. It's terrible. Nobody buy it. Hashtag Donald Trump wins.
Who'd even heard of Google before I started talking about them? Nobody. Small company.
Nobody.
Small beans.
I think I invented the word. Yeah, I think you did, Donald.
I think other people might have used it before I did, but I really made it big.
Flim Flam. I want that app.
Flim Flam. Right, copyright. Someone,
isn't
quick,
it just
you get on the patent? Go.
Quick, I'll type it out.
Oh, my fingers can't work fast enough. Oh.
Isn't that just Google though? Google is the Flim Flamometer. The Flim Flamometer. Yeah.
March.
All right, marching on to glory. What? So still fairly new in the year. What do you reckon? What's going to happen?
I'm saying that Donald Trump will move away from North Korea, and there's going to be another. I'm going to say France. Macron says something that really pisses him off.
Macron.
And it's going to be well, this is not Muslims on my streets throwing babies off of buildings, and he will retweet some more Britain First lies and flim flam.
Some more flim flam.
Flim flam.
He's a flim flam man.
On the Twitter scam. And the Russia bots will be all over it, retweeting all over the globe. And Macron will just look at him and he'll just go, meh, nailed it, and shrug. The most Gallic shrug he can possibly muster.
That's basically what he did anyway. The first time they met, Macron just... Because Trump is famous for his ridiculous handshakes, Macron just didn't let go. And what I like about him is that he's everything that Donald Trump wants to be. He's young, pretty attractive and popular, and he takes no bullshit. And so I don't think Donald Trump would dare go up against Macron, because he would just shit all over him.
Also, it will come out at the back end of March that Macron has, on at least one occasion, given it to Melania. Just...
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Just decimated her.
That's one week in early January where she had the flu.
Yeah.
It's because she couldn't walk straight. Do we have Easter around March?
Who can ever fucking tell? It's March, April, May. It's whenever these bloody Christians want it to be. I don't know.
It's going to be around that time. So I think we'll have somebody will release a completely wholly inappropriate. In fact, it's probably going to be like Pornhub or someone. We'll have like an Easter special where they have wholly Easter themed videos. You know, oh, this guy is rising again, etc. And there'll be like uproar on the internet, but it'll drive traffic to their site, so they'll post massive profits in the first quarter. And the Pope is going to come out, not because he wants to say anything against Pornhub, but he's going to have like some cool Easter announcement where he slams Vladimir Putin.
But you say that's not porn, but I very much say phrasing.
Pope slams Putin. And if you go to Pornhub right now, I'm sure you can find
definitely.
that video. Right, April, what do you reckon?
April.
The world's best April Fool's prank will be pulled, and someone will release the documents with Donald Trump resigning, and then later that afternoon he'll just tweet again from the POTUS account.
Yeah.
Be so disappointing.
So sad.
Sad, such fake news.
Can't even get an April Fool's right.
Maybe that won't happen.
I'm going to say the French for April is Avril. And I'm going to say that Avril Lavigne will...
I thought you were just going to say that she will become relevant again.
Okay, so she's currently going out with a music producer. So...
And that's helping her career.
So, I'm going to say that in April, Avril will leave that guy and she will finally complete her Canadian rock star triumvirate. She's already taken the Derek Whibley from the Sum 41. She has already taken the Chad Kroger from the Nickelbacks. She will now...
Who else is there?
She will now finalise it with the Bryan Adams from the Bryan Adams.
From the Bryan Adams.
I could have gone with Justin the Bieber, but he's... No. I do not classify him as human, let alone a Canadian.
That's a little harsh.
Well...
But alright, yeah.
You do not deny 'tis not viable.
No, I would. I'm fairly sure Canada's already disowned him. Maybe he'll do something stupid in April. Who knows?
We now swiftly move along to the...
Swiftly move on to
month of
May.
May.
Okay. Month of May. Springtime.
For Hitler
in the world.
And
I was aiming away from that, but I completely missed my aim. As soon as I started saying springtime, I was like, I know exactly what this is going to be.
I know what's going to happen here.
And let's be honest, we've already had the springtime with the election of the Donald, so I think we're promptly moving on to his autumn. Do you think the Mueller investigation will have found something by now?
By
I think they'll have done something.
May, I think there'll have just been lots of not that one can filibuster in a kind of a trial, but
Yeah.
the equivalent, like it'll just be
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
just be
I plead the fifth.
prolonged and dragged out, and
Yeah. Well, if Sessions is anything to go by, I do not recall. That is an interesting question, but I'm afraid at this time I do not recall. There's a lot of that going around, you know. People not
yeah,
recalling
the
things.
whole American government has dementia. It's worrying.
Yeah, it is worrying. Somebody should do something about that if they have such poor memories. I heard there's this one guy who has like one of the greatest minds in the world. He has really good words, like the best words, and a really good memory. Like he just totally remembers things. Maybe we should get him in
I
charge.
think so. Bigly.
He might be able to set their record straight.
Bigly.
Big league. Yeah, big league. So May next year. All right. We do have a small local thing that will be happening that time next year, with a special family getting a wedding going on. So that's going to happen.
And on the back of that, I'm going to say the Prince Harry sex tape comes out.
What, another one?
Yeah, but it's going to be.
Is it going to be him and Meghan, or is it
No,
going to be him and someone else?
It's going to be him and Maria Sharapova and Dame Helen Mirren.
I would love to see Prince Harry and Helen Mirren. Well, Sharapova, yes, I know, I didn't really matter, but I know that Helen Mirren would destroy him. Like he would have nothing.
She would bring the handcuffs.
You just know.
Just.
She would bring the pain. She would just.
Just.
I bet she could totally own you. She strikes. What I'm saying is, she strikes me as a bit of a dirty one.
A goer.
And yeah. So yeah, okay, sex tape from Prince Harry. That would be great.
I think that will also be the month where Theresa May is finally caught in the wheat fields, running nude, and that is how she is disgraced out of office.
Not nude, but barefoot. It's even more scandalous if she's fully clothed but barefoot.
That is conservative nude. Her ankles were on show.
Do you think she's gonna survive? Like we had recently, we had breakthrough in Brexit talks, and now we've got about basically 15 months before we're booted out. That we've got to hammer out a trade deal. Do you think that Theresa May is going to survive the whole process?
I would be very surprised if she lives to see Brexit politically. She will be alive.
I think I'm just unlike you, I'm surprised that she's alive anytime I hear her talk. I've said this before. She sounds like she's on the verge of a mental breakdown any second.
I would like to say it's a strong, stable government, and the leader of the opposition has no idea of how to run a country.
Theresa, it's okay. It's all right. It's going to be all right.
My normal.
You don't seem to understand.
I didn't even want this bloody referendum, and he's left me. David, come back. You've left me with the mess.
Typical Dave. Davey C.
David Pigfuck.
Well, yes. There you go.
Into June.
Delightful
June.
One of my favourite porn films of all time. Into June.
June Whitfield's early career.
Well, we've all got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, June. What will happen in June? I think that Donald Trump will be found to have a potential melanoma from all the time that he spent in Mar-a-Lago. However, they will, after careful biopsy, find out that it is in fact just wig glue that has hardened in an unusual shape.
Oh, that's a relief. May, June. That's midwinter. In southern hemisphere places.
June.
So maybe there'll be like a calamity somewhere down in the southern half of the world. To be honest, middle winter in Australia is the same temperature as the same time of year here. So I think they're probably going to be fine.
That'll be the headline. Middle of winter, Australia fine.
Yeah, I can see it. Brazilians limited to 4 hours a day on the beach. Oh no!
Thong sales at all-time low in Brazil.
As people start going around barefoot.
I was going to say, of course, thongs, two different things if you go to Brazil or Australia.
So yeah, I reckon June probably mostly quiet.
Well, let us move into July, which is, of course, how...
Or Julie.
Well, I was going to say, that's how a Spanish person accuses you of telling an untruth. July.
I see. They're mad at you, so they speak in English.
Exactly.
But they're stereotypical enough that the accent takes over.
Again, exactly. I'm going with woman gives birth to baby who exactly resembles Bill Oddie, including facial hair.
That's the headline.
That's the big headline of July.
Big news in July. Bill Oddie type baby is born.
That child is born in Namibia.
Not Nambia.
Not Nambia and not Narnia.
Got to ask then. Exactly resembles, including skin colour.
Including skin colour.
Wow, that would be a headline. Unless the mother was white also.
Nope.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. So what you're saying is that's not the headline. The headline's going to be black woman gives birth to white baby.
Well, that's Nubian Namibian.
Right.
Births Bill Oddie.
Come on, you could have alliterated there with newborn. Nubian, Nibian, newborn.
Oh, damn, yeah. Well, no, because it's not a Nubian, Nibian, newborn, because the child won't be Nubian. The child will be Caucasian.
God, this is
Nubian,
difficult.
Namibian, births Bill Oddie. Bill Oddie replicant.
Replicant. On the subject, maybe human cloning will be a thing by then. There you go.
Maybe that's how it happens.
Maybe that's how it happens, yeah. Secret government experiment gone wrong.
Bill Oddie is the 12th monkey.
Yeah, he could be. For all we know, he already is. Dun dun dun.
August, month 8.
August, month 8. Heat wave strikes Cumbria.
Soaring temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius. Roads melt and bubble.
Yeah, there'll be a heat wave in August. Because of course there will be.
And we will be grossly unprepared, as we are both for summer and winter.
As we are for any weather. We're unprepared for literally any weather in this country. It's raining. Oh no, how do I ever cope?
It's sunny. Oh, it's too hot. Everything's wrong.
Britain grinds to a halt as the trains faint off the rails.
It's autumn. There's a leaf on the track. What do we do?
Chaos.
Yes, I think we're...
So...
Yeah, I think we're pretty safe going on that
Travel
one.
chaos.
Yeah, travel chaos, yeah.
Pretty safe on that one. There'll be a limit... there'll be a shortage of haddock.
Okay.
So many people are going to the seaside because it's hot and sunny and buying all of the haddock at fish and chip shops. Yeah. So now you can't have cod because it's been overfished. You can't have haddock because you've eaten it all. So now we're on to like plaice and skillet and what's known as whitefish.
Yeah. Generic whitefish.
Generic. It's a fish and it's white. What more do you want?
Nice bit of lemon and Dover sole.
Can't have that no more. There you
go. Yeah, strong headlines for August. September.
Nothing too outrageous there. Back to school.
Back to school chaos.
Shortage of notebooks. Pens at an all-time low.
Sudden influx of new children causes traffic chaos on roads.
Ooh, actually, that might happen. I'm agreeing with you here, but yeah. So recently, in the Brexit talks, they agreed working and living rights for EU citizens in the UK. So that would be the last because March of 2019 is when we're meant to be. We're no longer in the EU. Loads of people will move into the UK so that their kids can go to British schools because everybody likes British schools apparently.
For some reason.
There you go. Class sizes quadruple as Bulgarians flood into Britain.
This is the Daily Mail headline.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
underneath that will be the subheading, possible links to cancer.
Eastern Europeans stealing our children's education and bringing them cancer. Is this how Diana died?
That's the express line, isn't it? Okay, yeah, no, I think that's pretty strong on its own for September. October.
October. Okay, getting towards the dark and dismal part of the year again.
Leaf chaos on train lines. Mass shedding of oak trees causes utter confusion. Thanks to Broken Britain removing all of the conductors from the train lines, there is now nobody to sweep the leaves off.
Nobody to sweep the leaves. Utter chaos. The trending Halloween costume for that year will be a leaf. The most deadly of things.
The biggest Halloween costume for boys, a leaf. Biggest Halloween costume for girls, Helen Mirren in that video with Prince Harry. With leaves covering her.
With leaves covering her, obviously.
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
Definitely.
Comes back around. That, or there will be like a new... There'll be a new trend, because that'll be just after school has been back, obviously. So, like, fidget spinners came in at about that time last year. So we're going to have a new thing that people have that might be like maybe like a fidget spinner app on their phone, or maybe like just a new thing that can be played with in public without embarrassment.
Oh, without embarrassment. Okay.
Or people telling you to put your trousers back on.
I was going to say, there's plenty of males. Anyway,
there's plenty of men doing that already.
November, I'm going with government agrees to lower age of consent to 14. Roy Moore begins house hunting in the UK.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think they'd probably lower the voting age first.
I don't
so.
think that'd ever happen with a Conservative government in, because I think they'd always be too worried that the youngest people would vote Labour.
Would vote Labour,
Whereas
true.
right now they know there's pretty much no way Labour are getting in. So, but then I think it should be taking a lot better care of the old people, because they're the ones that fucking vote Tory. So maybe do what you can to keep those people alive. Keep funding the NHS. You need these people.
You need those votes, Theresa. You need those votes. November. November next year. Big excitement in the movie industry as people finally accept 3D films as an actual thing. Sorry, that's way out there.
Well, that's pretty way out there.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
3D technology finally takes off.
Oh no, maybe 4D technology starts taking off. This is the thing, but maybe more and more places are doing it. So you have 3D films, but they have like scents and like and air and they'll have water sprayed in your face or whatever. Yeah. So maybe that becomes the next big thing. No, the woman suffers stroke after seeing 4D film. 4D production of the Prince Harry sex tape.
It just smelt so real.
The smell was incredible. The seats were vibrating.
It all got a bit much.
And there was something being squirted in my face.
Oh, virtual reality porn would just be awful. I've seen some of the videos, and obviously on a browser, it's just click and drag for almost a Google Street Map view of a room.
To look around.
But just so far, all the ones that I've ever stumbled across, they've just been pee fetish, and it's just been like, It's
like the early days of 3D again. Like when you have your mind blowing thing in your film is that it's 3D, so you've always got to have something coming towards the camera. And in porn, there's very little you can do about that for the majority of the film. So it has to be that kind of, it's coming towards you. But why is it coming towards me? Ah! Maybe you should stop looking up for VR porn.
It's just
There's plenty of perfectly good 2D porn.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I always tend to come across it because it'll be one of them kind of where you just go through Wikipedia random articles. I'll just start on one site and it'll go through a series of convoluted links. Right? Oh well, that didn't get me where I need to be. Oh, let's click on that. That looks like oh no, that didn't get me where I need to be. Let's try on. And then all of a sudden I've got a crosshair and I'm like, what? Why am I? Oh. I don't know. Oh, what should I do? Oh! I'm glad I'm not wearing VR goggles right now.
Just browsing through Wikipedia on VR. That'd be weird. Although that is a pretty decent game to play if you're ever bored. It's just find a random Wikipedia article and find out how many clicks it takes you to get to boobs. Yeah. Just find porn from any Wikipedia article. Because like you say, there's always external links, and then the game is on.
The deadliest game.
The good one is the good one is just try and find the most dull and boring Wikipedia page and find out how many clicks it takes you to get to porn. I think we should do that. That'd be great.
Live inverted commas casting.
Inverted commas. Yeah.
Interesting.
So here I am at the Wikipedia page for the T19 gauge railway in South Devon. It's the technical specifications of the railway and the gauge of the track. And if we scroll down, we can see there's the curator's name. I wonder if that. Yep, that's got an external link. And we're on to Simon Crisco's page. And then from there, it could be anything.
On Simon Crisco's page. And porn.
And, that's a picture of, it seems to be a flaccid phallus.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait, it's gaining in turgidness.
Yeah, it's a GIF / GIF. There we go.
There we go. And he's rigid. There it is.
Oh,
there
there's
we
the
go.
dynamite.
There
Oh,
it is.
dear. Oh, no.
So, back to Wikipedia.
Let's try again. Right. A finalement December.
Finally, December next year.
2018. What do you see?
The state of the world. Right, what have we got? Do we stink?
We
We've still got Theresa.
We definitely stink.
That's why we're not in the same room right now. Do you think we've still got Theresa May?
So, I'm going to go with...
Resigned or pushed out?
Or maybe pushed into resignation.
Pushed into resignation. That's more likely for the Tories.
Prime Minister Gove says...
Oh, yeah.
Bring forward Brexit. Give me January or give me death. Cut to February 2019. Michael Gove hanged by neck.
Gove found dead. Found dead in hotel room. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a different PM. All right. What about America? Do we still have the Dontron?
I'll leave that to you to decide.
I want to say no, but I know that's wishful thinking. What's the big thing for Christmas next year?
Ooh.
I think big thing for Christmas next year might be something like Switch VR. So the Nintendo Switch has a VR headset which you just put the Switch into.
Like the Samsung.
It's like one of those. It's like the Samsung or the Google Cardboard where you just put the screen in it, but it's a 7-inch screen already. Yeah. So just boop, put it in there.
Children running around the streets, smashing into lampposts.
And you can still use the controllers separately because they're wireless controllers. So, in fact, that would be fucking amazing. Why has nobody done this yet with the Switch? I think possibly it might not have the horsepower to drive a very good VR display, but that would be great.
Well, it's more powerful than a Samsung, Samsung phone, so they do it. I'll try.
Dear Nintendo, I have got the best idea for you.
Before I tell you,
Switch VR.
2%.
But before I tell you,
all worldwide profit, please.
Not profit, sales.
Well, someone's greedy.
Yeah, I want even more money.
Yeah, that's
That's so obvious. If your whole console is just one screen, why isn't it the VR?
I think nobody listens to this, otherwise we could be onto real money.
I know.
There.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they ever do it, I'll know where they got the idea from. One of our new listeners.
Well, come the new year, I expect the next podcast for you to be saying, well, I'm filthy rich now. Fuck this podcast. Fuck you all. Goodbye.
That's not going to happen, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So yeah, big thing for Christmas next year. There you go. Switch VR is going to be a thing. Do you think we'll have another new iteration on the Xbox and PS4? So we'll have the Xbox One X Plus and the PS4 Pro Ultra.
I can see them doing slimmer versions of them both. Yeah.
Well, the Xbox One X is already the smallest Xbox One that they've ever made.
Get thinner.
Thinner and smaller. Do you think we'll have
consoles like their women slimmer and slimmer with each iteration?
Oh, right. So like Francois Hollande.
Teeny tiny women.
So you see, Francois Hollande, Microsoft is the Francois Hollande of video games companies. I like it. So Christmas next year, we think is going to be just a big flop.
Yeah.
The Gavler Goat gets opened and burned on the same night.
I will say within 3, it is destroyed.
3 days. That's a shame. I kind of want to go see that goat.
Meanderthal's trip to Sweden.
Yes, Neanderthals road trip. That'd be pretty good. Live from the goat. We could actually live stream it. We could have. Why would we do that?
We're idiots.
Where would we get the money from? Because we're idiots. You're right. Yeah, that's a good point. I'd forgotten about that.
Maybe we'll both get tremendous bonuses or win the lottery next year, and we can do what we want.
Yeah. Well, my Switch VR thing really takes off.
Seriously, we'll both get on the Twitter machine to Nintendo and.
Dear Nintendo, why haven't you done this?
Dear Nintendo, I has idea, money please.
That would be so good.
Anywho.
Yeah, I feel us winding down here.
We say to you, enjoy the new year. It may be your last.
Whoa.
Or if you're very, 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 very young, it might be your first. So,
Yeah.
If not, I don't know, somewhere in between. That's,
It might be a thing.
You never know. You never know.
You'll find out. I don't think I want that going in.
You don't get to fucking choose.
That's not going in. Which is what she said. You've had too much to drink, man. It's not going in.
You know about the pooters. You got one. I find it really hard to think like an oppressed half. Oh fuck. There. Take 2. Maybe. It can't be any worse than Booker T. Anywho.
No, what?
Yes.
Oh, Booker T. I like a book of tea.
Book of tea? Good lord, sir. As an Englishman, that sounds fantastic.
Oh, crap. What am I doing? It's all gone horribly wrong. Ah, there we go. Excuse me a second.
I like the fact that you plugged into a reverb stomp box that you borrowed from your guitar-playing neighbour. And, yeah, nice.